Hello everyone, I'm going to be casting our Regionals Season 2 winners, run through the Voyager Cup Regionals, and yeah, I'm just going to show some videos and cast them. I haven't seen these before, but I've been told that they're pretty interesting, so let's get started. First we have our winner, MulletmaniaNY, against Exar. It's kind of an interesting team here. Exar has Ferrothorn and Gliscor, and Noctowl. It's quite a spicy team here. We'll have to see how our boy Mullet handles it. So let's get started. Okay, we got a purple pass lead with Ferrothorn here. I would hope that he has Spark for this. Yep, looks like he's got Spark, and there's a Bullet Seed Ferrothorn. I believe this is after the Bullet Seed rework. Mullet's gonna try to bait with Rock Slide here. He does not fall for the bait. Not even sure if that would be the bait. It might just be the better move because Electric is kind of neutral against this. Alright, we got a Power Whip coming out. You really have to shield that. Purple Pass really doesn't want to take a Power Whip from anything here. He's going to let the next one go through. We're going to see how much damage it does. Yeah, that's quite a bit more than the Rock Slides are going to be doing to the Ferrothorn. So, he does opt to go for the Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's pretty... It's not even neutral, it's resisted. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the Rock Slide now, but we have a CMP tie, so I think he's just gonna let this Purple Pass go here. Flash Cannon, he's running a Power Whip Flash Cannon. So Altaria comes out and into Gliscor. This is a bad matchup for the Gliscor, I believe. Exar gonna send out the Night Slash and hope for the boost. But Altaria's gonna retaliate with the Sky Attack. Does quite a bit of damage there to the Gliscor. Yeah, this was not a good scenario for Exar here. So he's gonna throw out another one, hope for a shield, but he's not gonna get one. So Mullet farms down with his Altaria. In comes Azumarill, which is not what you want against your Altaria. But he's going to throw out a Sky Attack and try to get some chip damage in. Yeah, he's just going to let the Altaria die. But he's going to get 2 Sky Attacks in, which does a pretty sizable amount of damage to the Azumarill. Oh, he's going to swap out into Hypno, though, but the Ice Beam comes in first. He has to decide if he wants to keep the Altaria or not. He's just going to let it go. Ice Beam takes out the Altaria. Hypno comes in. Confusion damage is hitting it pretty hard. He doesn't want to deal with it. And I believe this is going to be a Power Whip coming out on the Hypno here. Mullet decides not to shield this. He's more afraid of what Azumarill has in the back there. Doesn't want to get hit with a Hydro Pump. He is going to throw out a Thunder Punch on the Azumarill, which is, of course, good, but he's got 2 shields over here, so down goes 1 shield. He's going to throw out another Thunder Punch, try to get the next shield. Okay. We could probably just farm down with Confusion here. Shield comes up to block the Ice Beam. And he's gonna throw out the Thunder Punch just to be safe. So that's game 1. Well played. It's a very close match between these two. Alright, we're gonna go into game 2 now between Mullet and Exar. So we're seeing kind of a long team choice here by Exar. He now has to figure out how to deal with that team that Mullet just brought in. I would imagine he probably doesn't try to go with that Gliscor again, unless he's gonna get it in on the Probo Pass, but Mullet leads Hypno against a Ferrothorn. So Exar decided to go with the same lead. The confusion damage doesn't do a whole lot to those steel types. Alright, he's gonna throw out a shield for the Power Whip. The thing to note is that Mullet is bringing the Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, which is a type combination that handles almost all of the types in the game. So, alright, we're gonna take the attack from Ferrothorn on the Altaria here, and then into Azumarill, which is, again, not what you want against your Altaria, but he's gonna throw out those Sky attacks. Well, he tries to burn the timer down, but I don't think he's gonna make it all the way. Yeah, he's just gonna let it die here. So now he's got this Azumarill locked in, so he's likely going to be bringing out the Hypno and do some Thunder Punching. There we go. First Thunder Punch. And it does a pretty decent amount of damage, but you can definitely get away with not shielding it, as you've seen here. He's going to throw out another Thunder Punch. They just come up so fast, though. Alright, he's going to try to swap in the Probo Pass. Try to catch that Ice Beam. Successfully. It doesn't do very much damage at all. He actually swaps out of the Azumarill into the Gliscor. Another bad situation for Mullet to be in here. He does have one shield. He's got one shot to stay away from the Earthquake here. But he did quite a bit of damage with that Rock Slide, so I'm not sure if he's worried about it. Yeah, he called that bait. Very well played. He's gonna throw out the Rock Slide now. This is gonna bring it to near kill. Oh, but he shields it. This next attack is incoming. I think this one's gonna be the Earthquake here. Yeah, he shields it. Earthquake. Alright. He's safe. He did it. He's gonna bring it to near kill range again. But I don't think this kills it. No, it does. Yeah, you get a little less health than I thought he did. Alright, Ferrothorn comes back out. He's gonna try to get a Rock Slide in before he dies here. Alright, Rock Slide, and he blocks it. Ferrothorn gonna throw out his Power Whip now to finish off this Probo Pass. Alright, Hypno comes out. It's gonna have to... It's gonna be a Power Whip Flash Cannon. Does quite a bit of damage, probably about 40%. And he's gonna throw out those Thunder Punches. I believe he's overcharged a bit too. So he should be able to have a couple pretty quickly. No? Didn't overcharge that much. Looks like Hypno is going down. Exar takes game 2 with the Power Whip. Alright, well played. Another very close game here. Alright, we're going into game 3 of round 1 between Mulletmania and Exar. This is going to be the tiebreaker match. We have an Altaria lead against the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn not really liking this matchup. If he had Thunder, it might do a little bit more damage, but Flash Cannon still hurts quite a bit. Mullet opts not to go for the shield, and yeah, it's nearly 50% damage. But Exarchune drops out of Ferrothorn. I think it would be safe against a couple Sky attacks, but swaps out into an Azumarill, and Mullet swaps into a Meganium. And he's going to throw out this Frenzy Plant and ruin Azumarill's day. But Ice Beam's coming in, but Meganium can tank one Ice Beam, so it'll be fine. That's about 50% damage, but he doesn't really need the Meganium after this Azumarill's dead. Having an Earthquake would be nice for Ferrothorn, but Exarchune trying to figure out what to bring in against this. It's going to be Gliscor, which, I mean, the Frenzy Plant's going to be pretty neutral against this. Gliscor is flying and ground type, so but it's still going to hurt. Frenzy Plant will always hurt everything. I think he can get away with a Night Slash here, but Mullet's going to shield the Night Slash. And he's got a Frenzy Plant ready to go, so Exarchune needs to shield this or he's going to just die. Here we go. And he should be able to farm down this Meganium just fine. Probably has a Night Slash in the back, but I don't think he's going to bring in that Hypno for it. He's going to bring in the Sky Attack, Altaria. But he got off the Night Slash first, and Mullet decides to shield that. I don't know if he needed to shield that, but he probably just wants to keep this Altaria healthy for the Ferrothorn in the back. He's leaving one shield up for Ferrothorn, so Mullet's going to throw out the Sky Attack, and Exar seemed to be pretty afraid of that Sky Attack before, so he brings out that shield. Mullet was trying to get out of there before this attack came in, but looks like he was unsuccessful in that. Flash Cannon comes out, takes out Altaria. Hypno's here with full health, and he should be able to deal with this pretty fine, I think. Power Whip comes out and does about a third damage, but those confusions are, even though they're neutral, they're still chunking away. Ice Punch comes out and the confusion to finish off, so very well played. Another very close match, so let's get into round 2. Alright, we have round 2, game 1, Mullet versus Leafa T. This is a Canadian member. Mullet gets a pretty good lead with Probopass against this Azumarill. He's going to throw out a Rock Slide as bait. He is running that Spark, so he does get charge moves pretty quickly. Azumarill's going to block the bait, but going to throw out a move here. Mullet's going to shield it. It is a Play Rough. That's not really what you want to use. I'm wondering if this Azumarill is a Play Rough Hydro Pump. Mullet gets a Thunderbolt ready. Is going to hope that this Azumarill is not going to shield it, which she does not. Just going to continue to bubble away here. Yeah. It's going to get the Rock Slide up. That should be enough to KO the Azumarill. You don't need a Thunderbolt for that, but Azumarill's going to block that one. So 2 shields down on Leafa right now. He's not going to shield this, and it is going to be a Hydro Pump. So it is the Play Rough Hydro Pump. Meganium comes out to finish off the Azumarill. He was just fully going to farm that down. She switches into her Venusaur, and this Hypno is just going to have a field day using Confusion. Decides to block the Frenzy Plant. I think that's a good move. Yeah, just absolutely going to farm this thing down and He's not going to totally farm it down. He's going to use an Ice Punch on this. He's going to waste no time getting rid of that Venusaur. And out comes Azumarill just to feed some more energy to our Mulletmania. And there's an Altaria in the back, so prime target for Ice Punch, does twice as much damage. This Altaria chunks it pretty badly. Mullet's got this one in the bag. Sky Attack comes out and doesn't quite KO it. He's just smashing that button as the long animation of confusion ticks through. And the Ice Punch will finish off this Altaria. Game 1, pretty well won here by Mullet. Alright, we have round 2, game 2, Mullet versus Leafy. Mullet's going to lead the Meganium, and Marowak comes out. This is kind of a bad situation, but you don't really want to lose switch advantage, so Mullet's going to try to do as much damage as he can. Gets a shield. That's good damage if you want to lose this this lead here. But he is going to use his own shield against the Shadow Ball. He's going to go straight for the Earthquake now. But last time Leafy lost both of her shields in the lead here, so but she lets this one through. Earthquake takes out this Marowak, which is pretty good for a grass type. You get rid of the Marowak. Altaria comes out and Mullet switches into Probopass, which is going to be good for him, but bad when Venusaur comes out. What you want to do against Venusaurs is definitely Rock Slide them. Grass types resist the electric moves, so that's a ton of damage. That's what you want to do. But you definitely do not want to get hit with grass type moves. They're neutral in Probopass's case, but they still... Frenzy Plant is just an insane move. He's gonna throw another Rock Slide and see where it goes. Gets blocked. Alright, no shields left. Frenzy Plant is coming out. It's gonna do probably about a third damage, but still not something that you want to take when you need to keep this thing alive for Altaria. So he's going to throw another Rock Slide here and just see what he can do against that Altaria, if possible. He does not get to the second Rock Slide. I believe the Sky Attack KOs at this range. Oh, just barely not. He's going to get it? No. But Mullet's got more than enough in the bank. They have roughly equal energy, and he has a higher health pool there. So he's going to swap into the Meganium as a sacrificial third shield type of situation. So now he has an extra Sky Attack over the Altaria too, in addition to having more health. So this one looks like it's going to be a win for Mullet. There it is. So Mullet's 2 for 2 games right now with Leafy. So we're gonna see where he goes in round 3. Alright, round 2, game 3. Mullet versus Leafy. Looks like we started a little bit late here. Yeah. Both sides have switched out, I believe. I mean, it happened so fast. But now we have Probopass locked into Altaria, which is exactly where you want it to be. So he's just gonna farm up a little bit. He's not gonna kill it quite yet. Gotta get as much energy as you can, so whatever you get locked into next, you at least have a little bit of extra energy to deal some damage, take some shields. She looks like she just is ready to let Altaria die. She knows she's not going to do a whole lot of damage to it. Mullet is not going to shield this. Sky attack comes out, does very minimal damage. He's just farming up a little bit more before he takes it out. Altaria goes down. Alright, what you got in the back? It's going to be MulletmaniaNY. You don't want to take those bone clubs, so he's going to throw out that rock slide, which should be super effective damage against the fire type. So she definitely needs to shield this. She still has one shield in the bank, but people usually don't double shield in this type of a situation here. Big damage on the MulletmaniaNY. MulletmaniaNY should be getting out the bone clubs right now. Mullet's going to shield it. Bone club wouldn't have killed it, but it would have been pretty close. Mullet's going to swap into Altaria, try to catch a bone club. Seemed a little late, but he's going to shield it just in case it's a shadow ball, but it's a bone club. So he loses the shield there, but he still gets the MulletmaniaNY kill. He's going to pop Sky Attack without even knowing what comes out. But it is going to be the Venusaur. Maybe that was the lead that I didn't see. So, this is a pretty conclusive win at this point. Venusaur won't be able to do very much. It could get out a... No, it's not going to get out anything. So, Mullet takes the 3-win round here, and we'll move into the next round. Alright guys, round 3, game 1, be MulletmaniaNY versus Mr. Dr. Max F. I believe this player is not local to us, so Mullet might not be sure what to expect here. It is going to be Probo Pass against the Azumarill, and he's going to bait with this Rock Slide right now. He does not get a shield, but still gets some pretty decent damage in. Azumarill's been farming up for quite a while, so he's going to throw out that shield and hope that it's a Hydro Pump, but it is an Ice Beam, so he got baited. Alright, he's getting ready to use a Thunderbolt, but CMP comes in, and this is too fast to be a Hydro Pump, so it is going to be an Ice Beam, and Mullet realizes that, not shielding. And he is going to throw out his Thunderbolt right now. Is he going to shield? He shields it. Mr. Dr. Max playing this really well so far. Mullet's going to throw out a Rock Slide because it's going to do pretty much enough damage. He's going to be able to farm up a little bit if he doesn't die to this Ice Beam. He's just going to let it go. He does not die to the Ice Beam. He's going to charge up a little bit, but that might be too much to take out what's coming in next. And it is going to be a MulletmaniaNY here. He was able to farm up just enough to get a Rock Slide out and grab that shield from the MulletmaniaNY. So now Mullet is up 1 shield, and we know what comes next. We're going for that Earthquake here, but he's got to decide whether he's going to shield this. Could be a Bone Club, could be a Shadow Ball. He doesn't shield, it's a Bone Club. That's an excellent play there by Mullet. Earthquake, he had it ready, but another Bone Club's going to be coming out. That was too soon to be. Was it too soon to be a Shadow Ball? Okay, Bone Club. So, yep, you lost that shield on that shield advantage there, but he does get the Earthquake off, takes out the MulletmaniaNY, and he gains a Pokemon advantage. He's going to swap in the Hypno with the Confusion now and just eat away at that Venusaur. Anything Venusaur can do right now isn't going to KO this Hypno, so he just can't take one more of those, but he's going to throw out the Ice Punch and do more than enough damage. KO on the Venusaur. So, Mullet wins with a 2 Pokemon advantage here. Alright guys, we're going to move into round 3. Round 3, game 2. We got a Meganium versus Marowak lead, which we've seen Mullet play this out before and get a kill on the Marowak here. He's going to bait first with the Frenzy Plant. Just hope that he can take a shield here. He does. Marowak didn't want to risk that one-hit KO. Mullet's going to shield this, even though I don't see him getting to an Earthquake here. He does. Yeah, he baited first, so he did have enough energy for that Earthquake. He's going to have to shield this if he wants to live. He does not want to live. What comes out next? It's going to be a Venusaur. So Venusaur can just throw out the Frenzy Plant and he'll be fine. He doesn't need to charge all the way up to a Sludge Bomb or anything like that. So Mullet decides not to shield it and let it go. Altaria comes out to feed on that Venusaur. He swaps out that Venusaur and throws in a Azumarill, which Mullet swaps into a Probopass to deal with. He's gonna avoid the bait and go straight into the kill move. We'll see if he... Nope. And Mr. Dr. Max gets an attack in. Mullet shields the Hydro Pump just fine. But Mr. Dr. Max has a shield advantage now. So Mullet's going to try to fix that and take that shield. Rockslide comes out, takes the shield. He's still in a pretty good position. I don't think he could have gotten up to a Hydro Pump in that time. So this is likely going to be... Oh, he does! Ooh, and takes out that Probopass. Altaria comes in to the Azumarill, which is not good. Unless it's a Play Rough Hydro Pump version. So he brings up the Sky Attack. Oh, but Venusaur must have swapped in. That was a very unfortunate swap there. The Ice Beam's coming out. Ice Beam. Okay. Almost kills the Altaria, but it has a Sky Attack ready in the back. Should be enough to KO just fine. And that should be Mullet winning game 2 of round 3 here against Mr. Dr. Max. Alright guys, round 3, game 3 of Mulletmania versus Mr. Dr. Max. It is going to be a mirror match between Altarias here. And Mullet's looking to grab a Sky Attack here, but Mr. Dr. Max sees it coming and keeps that energy for himself. Brings in an Azumarill, which if he uses the shields on it, it should be able to take out this Probopass. But he opts for not using a shield. And Mullet's gonna get in a second attack before Mr. Dr. Max gets out a charge move on his Azumarill. So he Rock Slides, draws a shield. Mullet thinks this is gonna be a Hydro Pump, so do I. Now it's gonna be an Ice Beam. So, very good bait on Mr. Dr. Max. Mullet's gonna get to a Rock Slide. Oh, it's a CMP tie into it. He's gonna use that shield. He wants to get that last shield or knock out this Azumarill. So he's gonna go into the Rock Slide. Gets the other shield. Now both sides have no shields. And he's going to try to catch Hydro Pump, but it didn't quite work, and he's likely to see an Ice Beam or two come out on this Meganium. Ooh. Mr. Dr. Max swaps in Altaria right around the time that he would have gotten the Frenzy plan out. Sky Attack takes out Meganium. Brings Probopass right back out, and CMP ties. He farmed a little too greedily. This should be KO range on the Sky Attack. Oh, 1 health, 1 health, 1 HP in a dream. Mullet gets this Rock Slide. That should do critical damage to the Altaria. Altaria goes down, and he's gonna get fast moved away by the opposing Probopass. Altaria comes out into Probopass, and that's not what you want. Probopass is either going to kill this or it's going to get real close with a Rock Slide. Real close. This is GG. Mr. Dr. Max takes round 3, game 3. We're going to watch this Sky Attack, but, well, it's just about to quit the recording here. He's not giving up without a fight. And here comes the Rock Slide. Alright, well played. Mullet still takes round 3 as a series, so. Alright guys, round 4, game 1, Bronx Bomber against MulletmaniaNY. Bronx is one of our locals here. These two have definitely played a lot against each other. Definitely both strong battlers. We have a Quagsire lead against the Azumarill. We'll see if he expects a Sludge Bomb to be coming out. I don't think he was. Bronx is likely not going to enjoy that, but I can see this being an Ice Beam coming out against the Quagsire and do some pretty neutral damage, and drawing a shield. So, Mullet's got Sludge Bomb ready, farming up a little bit extra here. He's going to throw out that Sludge Bomb, and I think Bronx is going to shield this. He does. Bronx loves his shields, so he doesn't usually keep them unless he definitely needs to save something. So, Quag is going to draw the second shield from Azumarill. Mullet's going to throw up his second shield as well. Keep it even. Block that Hydro Pump. Bronx is going to switch to a Tropius, which is not going to be doing well against this Altaria here. We'll get some damage in, but Altaria is definitely winning this matchup. Bronx throws out the Aerial Ace. It's just not quite enough. Mullet's going to farm up just a tad bit. Throws out the Sky Attack, does critical damage, and farms up just a tiny bit more. Now he has to deal with this Azumarill, switch in, and Sky Attack's going to do a good amount of this Azumarill's remaining health. It's not going to quite kill it. Azumarill is going to get an Ice Beam in and finish off this Azumarill, or finish off this Altaria. Well, it decides to go into Probopass, and Bronx switches into Toxicroak. Mullet switches out a little late. He must have just been really making sure. Quagsire throws out the Earthquake, takes down the Toxicroak, and now Probopass should have free reign if this Azumarill was ever going to make it. Well played between these two. It's a pretty close game, but Mullet definitely had the edge there with switch advantage. So we're going to move into game 2. Alright guys, round 4, game 2, Mullet versus Bronx. We're going to see if Bronx can get the switch advantage on Mullet this time. He brings in his Shadow Hypno, which is probably one of the more scary things unless you're against a Probopass. Bronx drops out for the Bastiodon, and in comes Quagsire. So once again, Mullet's got the switch advantage on Bronx here. Flamethrower, not going to be doing enough. It's just going to farm up, farm up, farm up, farm up, throw out an Earthquake. Bronx might just let this die, yeah. He wasn't going to win against it anyway, so it's no use burning shields. Quagsire throws out a Sludge Bomb for the Tropius that came in on this. But since Bronx knows it has Sludge Bomb, it's definitely he's definitely going to shield that thing. Tropius coming out, Mullet's just going to let it go, Leaf Blade it. And in comes Altaria. And Bronx switches out the Hypno, and Mullet switches into his Steel Probopass, which doesn't take a lot of confusion damage. So he's gonna draw a shield with Thunder Punch though, so that's a good thing. Probopass is gonna throw out the Rock Slide. Bronx is hanging onto that shield. Mullet's gonna do another Rock Slide, and looks like he's doing kind of like a different pattern with his Rock Slide animation. Another Thunder Punch gonna come in. Mullet wants to keep this Probo alive, so he's gonna block it again. And he gets to another Rock Slide. Hypno goes down, Tropius comes in, Altaria swaps out. Very dynamic gameplay between these two. But Mullet really never losing that switch advantage. He definitely played that well, got the good lead. And Mullet's going to take this game. Alright guys, round 4, game 3, Mullet versus Bronx. Mullet already won this round here, but they're going to play game 3 anyway. Hypno versus Azumarill here. This is a good matchup for Mullet as long as he doesn't get Hydro Pumped here. It's going to be smashing that Thunderbolt, Thunder Punch button. Like, you guys should be smashing that like button, subscribe, you know, help support us. We love doing this, so, alright. Mullet decides not to shield whatever this Azumarill is throwing out, which ends up being an Ice Beam, so does fairly decent amount of damage. Definitely close in health percentages. Hypno's gonna throw out the Thunder Punch though. It's gonna get blocked by Bronx. He throws up a second shield. Now he's a shield down on Bronx here. He wants to keep that Hypno alive. Wants to take out Azumarill and kind of keep that shield advantage or switch advantage. Oh, he's got. They both have one shield. My bad. Toxic Crow comes out and Mullet decides to stay in and absolutely decimate it. I wonder if that was an accidental switch there. He was trying to catch the Thunder Punch though. Tropius comes out, Ice Beam knocks out the Tropius. This Hypno's doing some serious work in this game. He's about half health, and he's close enough to another Ice Punch to get another one in, thanks to being able to farm up that Toxicroak. Mullet nearly 3-0ing, or 3 Pokemon to 0 Pokemon this match here. It's interesting switching up. Hydro Pump. He catches the Hydro Pump. And poor Bronx just did not have it this round. Mullet with the outplays. He grabs those bubbles that he almost misses. Misses a couple more. He knows it's over and it doesn't really matter anyway. But very well played games by Mullet here. Alright guys, we have round 5, game 1. We actually only have 2 videos for this set. The third one I think was lost or incomplete or corrupted or something. But we're going to have Mullet versus Karaya. It is going to be a double Meganium lead. Going to come down to who baits. This is definitely a Frenzy Plant coming out from Karaya. Mullet does not shield it. He's going to build up to the Earthquake and try to bait. Frenzy Plant comes off. Karaya does not get baited. I was gonna CMP tie with Karaya here to the next Frenzy Plant. Mullet's gonna shield it. Throw a Frenzy Plant of his own. I wouldn't be surprised if Karaya shielded this as well. We keep our Meganiums at similar health. Alright, Karaya gets to the next one. He must have pretty good CMP priority here. Throws up the Frenzy Plant. Mullet does not shield it. He lets it go. Mullet brings in Scrafty, something we haven't seen from him yet. He's going to farm up that Meganium. Alright. The Azumarill comes out. This is really got to hope that he doesn't have play rough here. Scrafty is very, very weak to the Fairy type. He's going to Power Up Punch and try to get a shield. He does not get a shield. Now he's going to throw out a Foul Play. Foul Play still hurts quite a bit. But it's resisted, so Scrafty really doesn't have anything to deal with Azumarill here. Azumarill's gonna Ice Beam. Try to draw a shield, but Foul Play comes out to do a little bit more chip damage. I mean, as resisted as Scrafty is, look how much damage it did to this Azumarill right now. Like, that shouldn't happen. Like, this is a dark fighting against a Fairy. And Registeel comes out to take out that Scrafty, which has got to make Mullet feel like he shouldn't have brought that Scrafty out to begin with. Quagsire comes in. This is also, it's still a good matchup for him, but Focus Blast definitely hurts the Mud Boys. So he's going to farm up a little bit and try to bait with a Sludge Bomb, which is interesting. And he does draw the shield, which is a very bold and very strong play by Mullet here. He's gonna shield this. Flash Cannon? I'm thinking it's a Flash Cannon. Yeah. So, he's gonna throw this Earthquake out now that there's no shields. After he farms up a little bit before the next Flash Cannon can come out. Because that Lock-On just does not enough damage. Mullet's like, I don't need to hit all these bubbles here. It's going down anyway. Azumarill comes back out. This is going to be a dead Quagsire here. And Karaya takes game 1. Alright guys, we have round 5, game 2 versus Karaya. Got a Hypno and a Meganium here. He does have the Ice Punch, but I don't think this is an expressly stellar matchup for Mullet here. He's going to get to the Frenzy Plant, and Mullet will block it. He's going to farm up a little bit and get that Ice Punch in. Should do a bit of damage, but it's by no means going to kill the Meganium. But it draws a shield, which is pretty much the best he could ask for. Frenzy Plant comes out, does quite a bit of damage. Mullet smashing that Ice Beam, Ice Punch. Draws a second shield. I don't think that would have KO'd, but I think the Hypno definitely would have won if it got the Ice Punch through, so. Hypno staying alive by the skin of his teeth with a bonus shield on his opponent and switch advantage. So Mullet's in a pretty good situation right now. He now has his Quagsire against this Azumarill and decides to shields the Ice Beam, which isn't ideal, but Mullet's going to throw out the Sludge Bomb. I'm almost wondering if it would have been better if he Earthquaked it. Sludge Bomb is super effective and it does nice damage, but it's not quite a kill move here. Oh, they both swap out right at the same time, and Altaria against Registeel is not a good matchup to be in for Mullet. Also, something that's interesting to note is that Altaria is running Dazzling Gleam too. I wonder if that's going to come in handy at some point during this tournament. Mullet's going to throw out the Sky Attack here. It's not going to do anything. At this point, it's just try to get as much chip damage in. I mean, Dragon Breath does quite a bit of damage, but that Registeel is going to be just fine. Flash Cannon comes out, almost kills this Altaria, but gets to farm up a little bit more. So that Reggie's going to be pretty dangerous against this Quagsire. And the attack comes out. I think Mullet got a little bit too greedy here, or the button wasn't going off. Okay. Registeel swaps. Or did it die? Yeah, Registeel swaps out into the Azumarill. Azumarill gets off a Hydro Pump in the end and takes out Quagsire. So, Karaya actually took this round off of Mullet, but we'll see if he can bounce back. Alright guys, round 6, game 1. This is actually a tiebreaker knockout round, since all the other top leaders right now had 1 loss and the balance wins. So we are going to see Mullet play against Final Azure. Both very, very strong players here. Definitely played against each other a lot in the past. Mullet's going to get the lead here with Meganium against Registeel, but he definitely has to play it right. He's going to farm up to that Earthquake, and then he's definitely shielding this right here. He doesn't want to get hit with really any of those moves. Farms up to the Earthquake, and he's not going to waste any time baiting. He's going to go right for the nuke. Final does block it. Very, very smart move on her part. Registeel's going to throw out a move now. Mullet will block this one also. Another Flash Cannon, so she's definitely using some like lower energy moves here, which is pretty smart to do. Mullet's going to go for the Frenzy Plant now. And draws a second shield. Now both sides are shieldless. Final switches into the Marowak, but Mullet's got that Earthquake ready and there are no shields to help it out. Marowak does survive though, and causes the switch out. Scrafty will come in. Scrafty I don't think really minds either of the moves that Marowak has. Yeah, Shadow Ball doesn't do a whole lot. charges up to a Dark Pulse here, or Foul Play here, while killing the Marowak. So Azumarill comes out. Mullet's gonna go straight for the Power Up Punch to try to boost his damage a little bit. He's gonna go for a second Power Up Punch. He knows that counter does do a lot of damage, so more overall than the Foul Play would be doing. But the Azumarill gets a charge move off, so this Scrafty is definitely going to be taken out. But that Meganium comes back out. Final switches into Registeel and gets a charge move off. That should be all she wrote for the Meganium here. Flash Cannon brings it down. Now Hypno against Registeel. It's not a terrible matchup with the Thunder Punch, but she has a pretty healthy Azumarill in the back, I think. Flash Cannon comes off, does about a third damage, brings it to half health here. Mullet's going to Thunder Punch as soon as he possibly can. Thunder punches the Registeel, doing quite enough damage. He's gonna get a second one off. It's gonna bring this Registeel real close to kill. Final's gonna get off another move on her Registeel though. Flash Cannon almost kills this Hypno. She switches out into the Azumarill to finish him off. Round 1 goes to final, or game 1 goes to final, is there? Alright. Alright, round 6, game 2, Mullet versus Final Azure. It's going to be another pretty good matchup for Mullet here. He's going to throw out a Frenzy Plant against her lead Azumarill. She shields it, going to get off an Ice Beam. Mullet is not going to shield this Ice Beam here, he's going to take some damage. Definitely not enough to kill, but it's enough to hurt. She swaps into Marowak, which causes Mullet to switch into Scrafty. He is not going to shield this either. Bone Club. I think that's definitely the better choice here. She gets another Bone Club off before Mullet gets to choose his charge move. I think he definitely wants to go straight for the Foul Play here. Final needs to shield this, or that Marowak's gonna get hurt. It does. Yeah, I think the Bone Club might be a little too close for comfort for the Scrafty, so he's going to shield it and throw back Foul Play here. Final's gonna let it go down. Switch timer's up now, so Scrafty will be able to get out if it needs to, but it doesn't really have enough health to be saving. He's gonna throw in Foul Play against this Azumarill here, and Final's likely just going to farm it down. Mullet decides to bring in Quagsire, so Final switches into Registeel. This is a dangerous situation for Final here. Mullet's going to shield the first move. She uses Flash Cannon. Mullet's going to go straight for this Earthquake nuke right here and hope that she doesn't shield. he gets it through. That's a lot of damage there on the Registeel. Registeel might not even make it to the second move here, but Mullet swaps out just in time to do a charge move. So I don't know if that was worth it, but he did draw a shield out of that. That looked like a mistake there. Usually the Pokemon don't come out that fast. But Mullet's gonna be switching into that Quagsire to Sludge Bomb this Azumarill for the near kill. Alright, game 2 goes to Mullet here, so we have a tiebreaker round next. Alright guys, round 6, game 3, Mullet versus Final Azure. We have Scrafty against Registeel, another winning lead for Mullet here. Mullet's going to boost his counter damage by using a power-up punch. This is not a good situation for the Registeel. He's actually going to block this. If he gets hit with a Focus Blast, he would just not do well with that. But it's a Flash Cannon, and yeah, Final Azure is just going to let this Registeel die. But Mullet is now 3 power-up punches up, which is quite a bit of boosting. So even though Azumarill's probably the right answer here, it still hurts a lot. Could be a foul play. Still quite a bit of damage there with the 3 boosts. Azumarill's gonna get this Ice Beam in. Another foul play comes out from the Scrafty here. Just absolutely chunking away some damage on this Azumarill. Taking a shield. They're now on even shields. He's gonna try to get 1 power-up punch in to try to get that last shield. It gets blocked. He does get the shield here. Unfortunately, she CMP tied with Mullet here, so she had to use that Ice Beam instead of being able to farm it up. Quagsire comes out to deal with the Azumarill. Mullet does have the shield advantage here. The Sludge Bomb is going to hurt, but it's not going to kill. Oh, it will kill, because it had less health than I thought. Shift Tree comes out from Final now. This is pretty dangerous for Quagsire. He's definitely going to shield and try to get off that Sludge Bomb. Alright, Sludge Bomb comes barreling towards this Shift Tree here. Shift Tree should be able to get a Leaf Blade in, but it's not going to be enough to take out the next Pokemon also. Meganium comes out, and Meganium's got enough bulk to take care of this Shift Tree here. Looking like round 6, the knockout round, it's going to be in favor of Mullet. Now we're going to move into the final round, Mulletmania versus Kiraya again. Alright guys, round 7. This is the final round, Mulletmania versus Kiraya 0528. These two battlers have already battled each other, so they have an idea of what to be doing here. Mullet gets the lead Altaria onto the Meganium. Meganium switches out into Registeel. Altaria switches out into Quagsire to counter the Registeel. Registeel's going to be getting off a move right now. Mullet wisely decides to shield the Focus Blast here. Mullet's going to go straight for the nuke in Earthquake, hoping that Kiraya's going to not shield this, thinking it's a Sludge Bomb, and he does not. He fell for that. I think he got it baited a couple times in the last set they did together. Looks like Mullet's going to be using Sludge Bomb against the Meganium. Meganium's going to block it, and he's going to get one more Sludge Bomb off before Meganium can farm it all the way down. Karaya's going to let this one through. He has enough energy to be doing damage to the next Pokemon that comes out, which is going to be Altaria, which he doesn't really need to shield anything here. Frenzy Plant barely going to tickle this Altaria here, and Karaya's going to swap out into Azumarill, where the Meganium comes back out to try to deal some damage, or comes out for the first time I should say. He's going to block this Ice Beam though. Mullet is now down a shield against Karaya here, but he's got this Frenzy Plant coming out, and it can withstand one Ice Beam, so you should be able to at least get a Frenzy Plant into this Azumarill. This may not be a kill, but it'll definitely hurt. It is just barely not a kill, but I'm sure Mullet is happy to get a couple extra farm moves off. Meganium comes into Meganium here, and it is going to launch a Frenzy Plant. Mullet doesn't mind. He's going to get his own Frenzy Plant off and take the win for game 1 of round 7. Very well played. Okay, round 7, game 2, Mullet versus Karaya. Will Mullet take the win right here, or will Karaya make it a little bit more difficult for him? We already know, I already called Mullet the victor here, but never know what they're going to do on this game 2 here. Alright, it's going to be Altaria versus Azumarill, which is not the lead that Mullet wants to be in. Mullet's going to switch out right before an Ice Beam comes out, but Karaya is too smart for that. He's going to preserve his energy and switch into Meganium, which is another good position for Meganium to be in. Quagsire is going to use Sludge Bomb, but it is going to be shielded by Meganium. Meganium is going to be dropping some damage here, but Quagsire wants to stay alive for a little bit longer. He's going to throw out a Sludge Bomb, and he knows Karaya doesn't want any part of that either, so he's going to try to draw some shields. So there's a shield. Now Mullet is up by 1 shield after losing a lead and losing a switch in here. But he is down 1 Pokemon now. But Karaya is using those charge moves too quickly. I'm sure he's locked in, but he could have survived a little bit longer. He's going to drop another one instead of switching out, so he definitely needs to get onto the on the right side of the switch mechanics, so he's just going to pretty much let this Meganium die here. He's up a Pokemon anyway, so Altaria is going to use Sky Attack. It gets through because there are no shields left. Meganium goes down. Azumarill comes out. Mullet's going to try to Sky Attack this before the Ice Beam, but he's going to let the Ice Beam through, and he's going to regain his Pokemon switching advantage. And well, I guess he doesn't need switch advantage anymore, but he's in a good position with the Frenzy Plant Meganium. He's got a shield and he can withstand an Ice Beam, so he's in a good position here. Blocks the Ice Beam though. Chooses to go for the Frenzy Plant. Almost kills this Azumarill. Azumarill switches out into Registeel, so he doesn't allow Mullet to farm any more than he already has. but the game's going to go straight for that Earthquake, which I don't believe kills, but it's going to get it real close. So Registeel's going to go for Flash Cannon. It's not going to be quite enough to kill it. Mullet's not wasting any time in charging up here. He's going to get a Frenzy Plant in just before he's going to kill this Registeel, and he's going to fast move this Azumarill down. Mullet winning the second game here, and I do believe that they opted not to go for the third game. It was getting very close to dinner time, or very well past dinner time, so they wanted to just finish it. So, very well played by everyone here. I don't think I've seen like a particularly bad game. Some games were more conclusive than others, but they're all very well played. Congrats to MulletmaniaNY for taking the victory on this. He is our Season 2 champ, and he won the Voyager Cup right before this, so I think he was pretty well versed in Voyager. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Definitely, you can support us by liking, following, subscribing, all that stuff. You know what to do. And definitely looking to do more of this stuff. Let us know any suggestions or anything we should do in the future.